You guys let me know if you can hear me, if you could see me, all that jazz. I need to check this. And just make sure that everything is cool on my end. Just, utilizing... That's not what I wanted at all. Let's do one of these. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Everything on OBS shut off. Looks good here. Okay. I don't know why this keeps happening. This is the second time in a single show that this has happened, and I'm getting very sick of it. There is a strange-looking man in a white shirt playing a steel drum on my third monitor, and I don't like that. We are back. We are back. Is YouTube back up and running? It looks like it is. Is Twitch back up and running? It looks like it is. Star says it looks good here. I'm gonna tell everybody, refresh stream, please. I'm glad this is so funny. I'm losing my fucking mind over here. I'm glad you guys are having a good time.
It's the steel drum guy, sorry.
Yeah, I know. This fucking just a random hippie playing a steel drum replaced my stream there for a second. Yeah, I'm back, dude. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with OBS today, but it seems to be running into an issue with connecting to the server. Everything was fine yesterday. Streamed all day yesterday, no problems. I don't know why this is happening, but here we are. So anyway, where does Doom get off making itself that expensive, Pedro? That's what I want to know. Like, Doom was a fun game. It was. But was it so fun that I want to pay $90 for it? I don't know that there are a lot of games that I would pay $90 for before actually having played the game and deciding that it is worth $90. That is a lot of money for a game. For, like, it's not a lot of money, like, in general, right? But it's a lot of money for a video game, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, games are supposed to be, like, $60, 70 at the most, if it's a super good game. I'm not paying $90 for a game unless I know that it is going to, like, gargle my balls as well, you know? Like, I'm not paying $90 for a game unless it comes with a filet mignon. Like, I don't understand why game companies think that this is okay, you know? Pedro says, don't know. It's $69.99 according to Google in the States. Still don't know why it's $87 in Europe. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't be. Pedro, can you connect to the American servers? I know that sounds weird, but, like, can you buy it off of the US Steam and, like, play it with a VPN or something like that to save yourself the trouble? I don't know if that would make it, like, more difficult to use or whatever, but, like, obviously it might because the connectivity issues trying to connect to a server that's not close to you might cause some latency, might cause some lag. I'm not sure. Not unless I use a location in the States, also bannable. Ah, fuck. Yeah, probably don't want to get banned if you're spending $90 on it, huh? Well, I guess in that regard, I hope that when you do buy it, or if you did already buy it, I hope that it gargles your balls and comes with a filet mignon as well, because you deserve it for paying that price tag for a game like fucking Doom, bro. That's crazy. That would be like paying like $90 for a Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, it's that kind of mainstream, like, you know what to expect. It's going to be all right. It's going to be fun, but it's not like the game-changing game of the year type stuff. That's what it feels like to me. So, hopefully it's not that bad. Ideally, it will not be that bad. So one thing that I noticed, and I just want to see if this is still the case, with the presidential Loki skin that just got put into Marvel Rivals, I'm going to go over to the in-game screen real quick. With the presidential Loki skin that just got put into Marvel Rivals, I have heard that it will shut off your OBS if you look at the skin while in-game. Like, if you're streaming, it will shut off your stream while in-game. So, for science, let's go ahead and test that theory. Let's see if that happens. We're going to pull it up. This is the little highlight intro. This is presidential Loki. I'm still on as of right now. Let's see. Let's try this. This is presidential Loki. And the highlight intro, the MVP screen. Seems like it works all right to me. I mean, I'm not disconnecting yet anyway. I saw this on Twitter. So whether it's true or not, I'm not really 100% sure. This is the emote. Again, no real issues. Nameplate. The spray. Yeah, it seems right. I don't know, it seems right to me. I think it is a hilarious time. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this, and hopefully I don't ruffle too many feathers with it, but now that the thing definitely did not disconnect, I just want to say that I think it's a hilarious time to make a God of Lies presidential skin when in the States, what is happening in the States is currently happening. You know what I mean? I just think that is a very funny timing on NetEase's part. Maybe a little tongue-in-cheek, a little jab at the United States, putting the presidential Loki skin in when we have the dumpster fire that is happening in U.S. politics right now, as it's currently happening. What a perfect character to portray the fucking current state of the world. You know what I mean? That is kind of hilarious, you know? Like, maybe the funniest thing they could have done other than putting a Homelander skin in the game. I don't know. Personally, that tickles my funny bone. That shit is hilarious. Dumpster fire here in the U.S. in terms of politics right now. Hey, Pedro says, it should actually cost €63.91. 63 euros, 91... What is your equivalent of cents? Am I stupid? I am fucking stupid. I cannot for the life of me think of what is the equivalent of cents to Europeans. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of this. Anyway, since $1 is... It's cents too. Okay, thank God, bro. For whatever reason, I was thinking, okay, bro, Stream Elements just popped up on my end and says that I'm live. Well, thank you so much, Stream Elements. You're the real MVP, dude. 6 pence. Yeah, bro, that's where my head was going, Hanny. I was like, it's not Frank. Like, that's how stupid I am, dude. That's how fucking dumb I am. Anyway, but you know, I'm sure I would have made it there if I'd have thought about it long enough. That's fully delivered 100%. You talking about the Loki skin, or are you talking about the cost of the game? Since $1 is 91 cents right now, European, the dollar went down again. Yeah, I mean, dude, how could the dollar not go down? Who the fuck wants a dollar when we're looking at the current state of the world from the US perspective, you know? Like, nobody wants our money anymore. We could show up to any country in the world and they'd be like, nah, fam, your Trump bucks aren't good here anymore. You know, it's that bad. It's that kind of fucking feeling as we deal with whatever is happening is happening. The delivery on putting the skin now in the game, that was perfectly done. I agree. Funny stuff. You know, regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, I think that is funny. I personally am not political, and so I can joke about both sides freely because I don't care or like any of you. So, like, that's how I feel about it, you know? All of you politicians can suck my ass, in my opinion. So, everyone, Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't care. You all suck. You're all lying. And Loki is a perfect political figure to put into Marvel Rivals for right now. Also, the whole... Every day there's a new news story that makes us, as Americans, wish that we were born somewhere else in the world. So... thank God for the rest of the world who still understands that that normal shit is normal and abnormal shit is abnormal. Because, like, holy God, bro. Holy God. When you look at what's going on here in our country, it's not, it's not normal. I'll just say that. Anyway, political stuff aside, I didn't have OBS crash, and that's what I was trying to do. I've been stalling up to this point to try and recreate the OBS crash to see if, like, is it Reddit that's doing it? Is it, you know, that I have too many tabs open in the background that's doing it? Is it Restream that is not able to stay connected to OBS? Like, I honestly don't know what the issue here is, so I'm trying to recreate the disconnect issue so that I can then combat that. But I can't. It doesn't seem like it's gonna disconnect, at least not right now. Let's go back to reading some of these replies from this post here on the Marvel Rivals subreddit. I'm just gonna scroll down a little. I'm gonna find like some generic, like quick responses. Like, I don't want to read an entire book because I don't care about what these people think or their shitty opinions. For the most part, I don't think most of them are gonna have that good of an opinion. It is Reddit, after all. Like, we didn't come to Reddit to get the most base takes of all time, you know? So, let's see. This guy says, if you get dove, run towards your team/tank. If nobody is in range, be closer to them next time. This is actually great advice. This is super good advice, and I'm not talking about the machine gun from Destiny 1. Let's see. Somebody says, their name is I Love LeBron 1998. Yikes, bro. Don't get me wrong, like, LeBron was a good athlete, but, like, I don't know that there is any athlete in the world that I would like so much that I would make them my own username. Like, you don't have an identity of your own? Anyway, I'd argue learn role/sub-role over a character. That's good advice. OP mentioned Cloak and Dagger, Luna, Sue Storm, who are what I'd consider main healers with good utility. I agree. I think if you're gonna play a character off the start, if you want to play a character and learn the game, the best character that you could play to start the game is Luna Snow, in my opinion. Pretty straightforward, point and click, you know, get value based on your ability to aim, and that just in general, with a support character, you will be able to see how the game plays better than you are able to see how the game plays with any other character. Like, you're not going to be watching the game play out in front of you as the tank because you're in the front. You're not going to be watching the game play out in front of you as a flanker DPS because you are off in in no man's land trying to find the perfect angle to be able to engage and kill somebody. So I think that support is definitely, if you're new to the game and you want to learn the game, the best role that you could potentially pick. Definitely play support. Why wouldn't you? Because that way you can watch people in front of you doing things and understand what is good, what isn't good, why to play certain things, and in what situations. Let's see. Someone says, I like to get a grasp of new characters by first watching a YouTube video guide. Hey, dude, you know what? Thank you for keeping myself and other content creators afloat by watching YouTube video guides and not being big brain enough to figure things out on your own. I really, from the bottom of all of our hearts, we appreciate that, dude. You are keeping the lights on. Belial on my back as of 12 hours ago. Oh, okay. But only ones made by someone who has reached the highest rank in the game. Okay, so you just ruined your own credibility here. You know who plays at the highest rank in the game? The highest rank players. You know what your games are gonna look like? Fucking nothing like the highest rank in the game. Don't learn from the highest rank in the game people how to play a character, because they are giving you the perspective against people who are as good as they are. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't... You can learn certain things from them, certain things that you might not like, certain combos for Spider-Man that you wouldn't otherwise be able to learn on like from a guide from somebody who is playing in gold or platinum. Like, yes, you can learn things from a one above all Spider-Man that you would not be able to learn from a platinum Spider-Man. That being said, if you are just starting the game, your games are going to look nothing like what the person in One Above All is looking like, or Celestial, or Eternity. None of these people are going to have games that look even remotely close to what you're actually playing. The situations that come up in their games are not going to be the situations you run into, so by taking their advice, you're effectively just killing your ability to play the game correctly, because you don't know how to react in the scenarios in your current rank the right way, because you're taking the advice of somebody who is so much farther ahead than you, that the thing that you expect to happen is not going to happen, because the people that you're playing with don't know how to fucking play the game the way that those people do, you know? The best advice was, even if poorly worded, one you've read before: if you see three people on the same role, don't pick that role too. That is good advice. That is really good advice. And like, if you see three tanks, there are already three tanks in the game, definitely do not pick a fourth tank. If you see three supports, you probably don't need a third support or a fourth support. Arguably there are certain times you can get away with it. I would say if there's any role that has three and you want to pick a fourth one of them, support would be the role to do it, because then you can still deal damage and still do pretty okay with certain support characters, but you'll be able to keep yourself and your other characters alive as well. If there was a fourth character of any role, I'd say support would be it, but never pick a fourth tank or a fourth DPS. You're just gonna lose. Someone says, next, do a few versus AI games just to get a sense before you move into quick play. Just stop it. Just fucking stop it. This advice right here is just as bad as watching guides made by the highest rank players in the game. Why is it just as bad? Because AI players do not play like human players. They don't. You will not be able to understand better how to play the game by playing against AI. That is not how it works. At all. Ever. Even the really high skill AI are going to be different than an actual human because they're not human. So no, I actually think, Belial on my back, where I was praising you at the beginning, I actually think this is some of the least strong advice that I've seen in this thread so far. Let's do a couple more, because I'm tired of arguing with these people that can't argue back with me. Someone says, train yourself to master the push-pull move of Invisible Woman. That is a really good move, and you can get a lot of value out of it. Pretty decent. If you start playing ranked, then take breaks after every loss. Doom queuing leads to massive loss streaks in this game. That is not just this game. That is any game. If you lose in competitive, stop playing for a little bit. Never, ever hit go again after a competitive game. Always go back to the start screen, the title screen. Stand up, walk around, scratch your balls, get a drink, make yourself some food, look out the window, whatever you gotta do. Always put time in between your ranked games. Trust me. You will do better in every game if you separate the time. Also, when you play a bunch of games back to back, it starts to all run together, right? And you stop playing at your optimum level because this game is now no different than the last game or the game before that. Even if it's overtime right now, it doesn't feel like it's overtime. You don't have that pressure on you because this fight just feels like the last fight, which feels like the next fight, and everything just kind of it blurs, it muddies the water, it blurs all together. So you need that separation between games to be able to stay psychologically sharp. As long as you are sharp and you are going into it, paying attention to all of the different things that are happening at the same time, you'll have a good time. The more you hit go again, the less well you will do progressively. Somebody says, don't pick a 4th DPS. That is true. Try to learn at least one tank and healer, so if it's needed, you'll be a big help. You can try, but I wouldn't suggest learning tank right away. Watch somebody else tank, and then take it from there. You know, play some games where somebody else tanks, so that you can understand how to play a tank, when to play a tank, what tank to play, etc., etc. Someone says, get to Diamond, ban Black Panther and Spider-Man every game, and you will have a good time. Look, bro. You don't need to get to Diamond and ban Black Panther and Spider-Man to have a good time. Most people are probably never going to make it to Diamond anyway, because they are not going to play enough ranked or care about their ranked in a casual PvP game to be in a spot where they're banning characters to begin with. You only get bans at the start of Diamond. I'm telling you, most people aren't even going to play long enough to make it into Diamond. Don't worry about that. Black Panther and Spider-Man are also not so oppressive that you can't deal with them on your own. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Kevin Pikachu says, don't let toxic players turn you off from the game. Have fun and get better at your own pace. I recommend watching some YouTube videos about some general game knowledge, and if you want to learn how to maximize a character's kit, you can watch tutorials or spectate top 500 players. Have fun and good luck. This is, Kevin, you're based. This is based advice right here. Kev, if you are watching this, either now or on the replay, congratulations. You are the only person that I agree with on the whole. Your entire comment is spot on. Don't let toxic players take away your enjoyment of the game. There are toxic assholes in every single game, no matter what you play. They're always going to ruin the experience for you if you let them. Just don't listen to them. Tell them to shut up, or, you know, don't tell them to shut up and just tell them to shut up in real life and then just keep playing. Just do your thing, man. Have fun and get better at your own pace. Great advice. Don't try to push to get super good right away. Getting better takes time. The longer you invest in it over a massive, massive period of time, the better you will get progressively up to a certain point where everybody hits their peak, and then you will slow down and you will continue to improve, but at a much slower incremental pace. Again, play at your own pace. Get better at your own pace. Enjoy the game. Watch some YouTube videos about general game knowledge. Great advice, because general game knowledge videos will give you more as a new player than watching a top 500 player. You're just not going to understand why the top 500 player is doing the things that they're doing. You see this all the time. Like, okay, I have a perfect example of this. Remember in Overwatch, if you will, put on the glasses, the rose-colored glasses, and let's look back in time to the good old days of Overwatch. Remember when people used to play Lucio, and you would see the top Lucio players in the game swapping between speed boost and healing, and they're swapping between them, and they're doing it very quickly. And then you watch a low skill player, they will do the same thing on Lucio, swap between the speed and the healing, The difference is, the low skill player doesn't understand that the high skill player is doing that for a reason. Every time they press that button, it's not just to press the button and hopefully spread out the speed and the healing that they get. They're actually doing it because of a specific reason. Something is happening that they see, recognize, and understand that it is now time to switch. And you'll see low skill players constantly swapping their speed, their healing, their speed, their healing. And they don't do fucking anything with that. They do nothing. And it's really, really stupid to look at. It's like it would be like if you watch your dog play Overwatch, and that's what they do, right? Like, because they don't know what to press. They're just fucking paws on the keyboard, bro. That is exactly what's going on when people who are new to a game watch a top 500 player play. These players are doing the things that they're doing for a reason. You, like a child trying to understand God, don't have enough knowledge overall to even begin to comprehend the thought process of the person you are watching do the thing. Does that make sense? Anyway, let's get out of this thread. I don't want to argue with these fucks anymore. This thread says, playing Thor be like, and it's just Eminem throwing Mjolnir, which, you know, I kind of agree with, but at the same time, that's only one of his abilities, and it's not even his best ability. Have a hammer. Yeah, dude, if you're gonna play Thor, have a hammer. I think that is key. You know, every time I queue up as Thor, I always keep like a ball peen hammer in my desk next to me so that I can pick it up and shake it at the screen. Obviously, I don't do that. Who the fuck is doing that? But like, that's kind of the idea, right? You know, have a hammer, be Thor. Pretty easy. Woe/hammer be upon ye. 100%. 100%. Had a guy ask everyone to watch the history replay of his second rollout, was not disappointed. This is the rollout with Venom. So a rollout, for those of you who don't know, is when you come out of spawn and you either make it to the fight or to where the enemy is very quickly. Incredibly fast. There are certain places you can go, certain abilities you can use in combination. Like back in the day when you would start a game of Call of Duty and you would see that one guy look up between two clouds over top of a power line but below a certain rock, right? And then he would yeet a fucking throwing knife, and 8 seconds later you would see somebody got killed by that throwing knife, and you're just like, but how? That's a rollout. So this guy says, watch his rollout on Venom, and let's just see it. So he comes out of spawn here on Spider Islands. Damn, that was pretty sick. That was pretty good, actually. Yes. Okay, so he comes out, he swings on the bridge, goes up above the buildings, and then uses his dive horizontally to dive all the way into the fight, basically. He skates over top of the building, makes it all the way over to the fight, lands on the roof of the building where the fight is currently taking place. Damn, that was kind of nasty. Except the only problem is, and no one really, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but these are the enemy team in front of him. So let's just take stock real quick. Yes, it was a very cool rollout. Yes, he made it there very quickly. But when he jumped off that roof, he landed in front of, let's just back it up a little bit because there was somebody to his left as well. Let's see here. He landed, okay, I can't actually see who's to his left, but I can look at the screen here and infer. So he landed in front of the thing. I'm just going to back it up 1 second. Right here. Perfect. No. Perfect. He landed in front of the thing in punching distance. In front of the Hela. The Mr. Fantastic. The Magneto. the Luna Snow. And just based off of that, since all 5 of these are here, by process of elimination, I can tell you that to his left is the Loki. He landed directly in the middle of the entire enemy team. And where is his team? Well, shit, bro, that's the hard-hitting question, isn't it? Great rollout. What you about to do now, fam? What are you gonna do at this point? That, your ability to get out is on cooldown for 3 more seconds. Your ability to dive is on cooldown for 6 more seconds. Your E is still available. So, you know, there's that. He potentially could save himself waiting for this to come off cooldown, but you basically kind of threw at this moment, because yes, you got there very quick, but now you're gonna have to use your survivability tool, which has like a 15-second cooldown, and immediately get out before you die. Hannibal says, well, guess I die. Bro, that is 100% what's happening. He's like, guys, watch my rollout. What you don't see is the next 5 seconds where he eats shit promptly, where his face goes immediately into the dirt, and that's the end of his push immediate. You know, like, he came out of spawn, died in the next 10 seconds. Congratulations, dude. Great rollout. It was cool to watch him travel like that, though. Pedro says, nah, that Venom just had Stealth 100 Skyrim meme. His stealth skill was so high that he's standing in front of this thing right now. And I don't know if you guys played Skyrim, but when you make it to 100 stealth in Skyrim, you can stand in like a dark corner and you can get the attention of the people in the room. And they will walk up next to you. Like they will walk up this close and they'll be like, thought I heard something. Literally face to face with you. Could have sworn something was here. And like, you're crouched down, right? So it's actually like crotch to face with you. So there's just like some dude and his tackle box is right up in your grill and he just can't see you at all. Stealth 100 Skyrim was crazy. Absolutely nuts, bro. That's kind of what's going on here. All right, here are my predictions for Hitmonkey's costumes when he eventually comes out. Do you guys know who Hitmonkey is? I'd like to know because I have no idea who this is. I've never seen a comic with this guy. I've never heard him referenced. I don't know who this is at all. And with that, I'm going to keep it pushing. The thing on that clip must have been... Yeah, dude. The thing's like, oh, gee, it must have been that Brooklyn breeze, you know, or that Japanese air. You know, like, because they're in Tokyo. It's Tokyo 2099 on the map that they were on. The thing's just like, yeah, man, you know, Magneto must have farted. You know, bro? That's what's happening. Someone says, I guess it makes sense. Monster Hulk's punch damage, 70. Thor's hammer, 45. Iron Man's overdrive repulsor blast, 65. Acorns from a slingshot, 110 damage. Listen, bro. For the people that don't understand this, Squirrel Girl is a canonically stronger character than Thor, than the Hulk, than Iron Man. She is unkillable, basically. She is, like, unbeatable, almost. So, yes, it does make sense. Nut power, exactly, bro. Like, if you don't understand the power of the nut, then, like, you aren't the man you thought you were, you know? I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. That is promoted. Why are Invisible Woman players so aggressive? Ooh, let's read this one. Like, you could put a Wolverine in a game against 6 tanks, and there would be less bloodlust emanating from him than a single Sue player. That's funny. It says... Pedro says, Squirrel Girl has canonically defeated Thanos alone. Not joking. Yeah, Thanos, Doctor Doom, Galactus, like the most powerful villains in comics, basically. And Squirrel Girl, like, makes quick work of them. So, it's not close, really. You know, when you break it down, Squirrel Girl's power is more insane than a lot of people give her credit for. They think that she's just some bitch that talks to squirrels. No, bro, she is the bitch that talks to squirrels. And let's not get it confused. This post says, these motherfuckers aren't even flankers or smart about it like Jeff players. I swear you'd think they read Invincible Woman instead of Invisible Woman. Like, I've had a game where my Invisible Woman was playing frontline, barely around cover, not invisible, up in the enemy's faces, got barely any heals because while I had to retreat to not die as a tank, they were pushing up ahead to 1v6 the enemy team. They treat Sue Storm like she has 1,000,000 health instead of 250. It genuinely feels like Invisible Woman players have the built-up rage of every time Sue has had to deal with Namor Mackenzie's shit in the comics and are unleashing it in their games. Hang on. Because I didn't know this. Is Namor's last name fucking Mackenzie? Because that might be the stupidest name that I've ever heard in my entire life. Is that for real? Is his name really Namor Mackenzie? Well, I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, God, bro. What in the white girl is Namor Mackenzie? What the fuck? What's going on here? Is the cat being crazy? You need me to come chase the cat, honey? Oh, okay. Hang on, guys. I gotta chase this cat. Got him. I didn't mute the mic so that you guys would hear me stomping. I wasn't sure if you could hear it. Probably not, but you never know. It is. What in the fucking... What kind of stupid-ass name is Namor Mackenzie? Namor Mackenzie sounds like the name that you chose when you decided to change your name. Like, remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer decided to change his name to Max Power, and he's in court, and the judge is like, Max Power? That's a pretty good name. And Homer's like, thanks, I found it on a hairdryer. Like, that's the level of stupidity Namor Mackenzie is evoking. Works at Abercrombie. Yo, he does. Yeah, he's got his little, his toes are out, right? He's got his little fucking calf wings, his little feet wings going on. He's over at Abercrombie right now. He's got a polo on. He's got a name tag that says Namor. Anyway, all right, let's read the replies to this Sue Storm post. With how short range her heals and damage feel sometimes, you get baited into going further than you normally would as a support. There's also a certain adrenaline rush you get when you're doing damage while also healing, and you can't do that unless you're right behind your front line. That is also true. So with Sue Storm, her heal is only a 30-meter heal. Hang on one second. All right, so anyway, so her healing is only a 30-meter range, and that can feel very close up. When you are in a team fight and there are, like, guys that are kind of far out, and then your team is kind of, like, in the middle, and there are also people behind you, it can feel like with Sue that there's nowhere to be properly positioned. There's nowhere that you can be and still do your job for everyone on the team, and that's just part of it, unfortunately. That is the sad truth of playing Sue Storm, is that you just can't do everything on her based on her limitations, but she is a really good support player. He's got his last name tatted on his back. Yo, when he takes off his shirt and you see Mackenzie tatted on his back, like his rebounds from Sue Storm, they all think that that's a girl's name. They have no idea that that's actually his own last name. He's one of the... I'm sorry if this is any of you that are watching this. He's one of the douchebags that gets their own name tattooed on them. Like, that level of ego. You know what I mean? And, like, I got a pretty big head, right? I think pretty highly of myself, but I still wouldn't get my own name tattooed on me. That is, that is a new level of asshole. Of arrogance, I guess. Alright, let's read some more replies. Someone says, I plead the fifth. Oh, so you're one of them, huh? Someone says, so what? Sue me. Well done. Well played, Sonic Guy 1996. You have father energy. Someone says it's optimal. You have the shortest range of all healers, so you have to play up, and the most uncomfortable thing for you to do is turn around to heal someone behind you. You'd rather aim forward/above. I think the most uncomfortable thing you can do is be in the back of a Volkswagen, but that's a joke for another time. The range on her heal is very short. You do, like I said, there is like a sweet spot where you can play, but even in the sweet spot, that it feels like you still can't get your full value on everybody on your team. That's kind of the long and short of playing Sue. Someone says he says you also have crazy playmaking tools in the form of a pull. It's also a push, guy. I don't know if you knew this. The push is also very good. You also have the get out of jail free card in double jump. This is not a get out of jail free card. This is like, remember in Shawshank Redemption? Remember in Shawshank? Okay, I'm gonna not use that reference, and I'll just make it more generic. The double jump for Sue that makes you invisible is a get out of jail free card, in the same way that giving a prisoner a spoon is a get out of jail free card. Like, yes, you could potentially use it to escape danger and to get out of jail, but there's also a pretty good chance you probably won't. All right, scrolling down here. Someone says, I think it's because she has the shortest range of all strategists. You think? While Mantis and Adam have to get close to pop their healing abilities, Invis has to stay close for both her abilities and her standard heal. That is true. That is true. Someone says, as a GM Invisible Woman player, you want to play short/mid-range. Playing around your tanks keeps you safe somewhat. Why do people start with as a GM Invisible Woman player? Like, I'm not going to insult them, but this is not the flex you think it is, my man. You want to play short to mid-range. Playing around your tanks keeps you somewhat safe when your push-pull is on cooldown, and being so close allows you to heal and put in more pressure. Yes, all of that is true. All of that is true, and things that I have already played. Because she is awesome playing aggressive, Balilo79 says, I love going invisible at the side as the sidekick to some crazy Captain America, Wolverine, or Iron Fist. Her melee combo can put you out of position. She can force, push, pull on you, disappear and appear behind you, stabbing you with invisible knives. She has 0 knives. But what? Where are you getting these knives from? Someone says, sometimes I just like to be the frontline healer. Hey, look, dude. And you know what, dude? Absolutely. You're right. And sometimes, idiots like to pretend like they can be the bus driver when they're on a bus, When you're on public transportation, there's always that one guy who thinks he'd be a better bus driver than the person at the front of the bus. And it looks like Itchy Balboa is that idiot. I mean, with a name like Itchy Balboa, what did I expect, right? He got hit in the head a few too many times and also has eczema for some reason. I don't know. McDonald's Soap says, show team ass and motivate them. That, you win. I'm done. I'm done reading this for this thread after that. Yeah, you got to show him the malice booty and motivate the team. Jay Foxy, what's going on? What's going on, brother? How's life over in your neck of the woods? Insert nah, I'll win image. That's exactly, yeah, dude. That's exactly what the guy who wants to be the frontline healer is thinking. He sees, just like that Venom clip from a little while ago. He's standing in the middle of the Thing, Magneto, Luna Snow, whoever else was on the team. And the Invisible Woman player is like, nah, fam, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this 1v5, which obviously they're not. That's not how it works. But, that is that funny. Another day? Hey, nothing wrong with another day. At least we woke up, you know what I mean? Waking up is better than not. At least that's what my mom used to say. Let's back it up. That made me feel bad, like my mom is gone. My mom still says shit like that. She's still alive, and I would like her to remain alive for as long as humanly possible. Gonna stop myself right there. All right, this guy says, I feel violated from this tech. What is the tech? Is it his stupid-ass reticle? Because that reticle is looking stupid. So, the Black Panther throws a spear. Tries to throw another spear, but misses. They're gonna PlayStation or Xbox walk to each other. Jeff eats the Venom. I've lost interest in this video. So, I'm just gonna throw this out there, too. If you guys are making shorts or internet videos for games, if you don't show me the Thing in the first 8 seconds of the video, I have not watched your video. And it's not because I am, a low attention span person. It's because I don't care for you to, artificially inflate how long your video is and not provide me with the Thing. Give me the Thing that you made the video about immediately, or don't give it to me at all. I don't, this is a 41-second clip. We're only, halfway through this clip, and nothing has happened yet. Goodbye. You lost me. Today I learned the Invisible Woman has one of the best melee cancels in the game. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. They're using her push. Her push/pull damage with the damage of the melee. That's not a secret. And it's not one of the best in the game. It just deals damage. It deals damage like all the rest of them. You're comboing it with an ability. Congratulations, that's how the game works. What a genius this guy is. Ray Dill. He's got a dill pickle for a brain, dude. Let's see. It says, strategist, which team are you on? Team Invincibility Field or Team Everything Else? And Loki should be under Team Invincibility Field. So I am the Loki player under the Team Invincibility Field. This is by far the stronger ultimates in the game. Loki can just take them, so why wouldn't Loki be in the right side of the argument? The left side, I guess, but the correct side. That's how that makes sense to me. Someone says, original character design. Oh boy, I sure do love the save entire team with one button ultimate. Look, man. Loki is also this person. Okay, so somebody says, oh boy, I sure do love the everyone in a big circle dies ultimate. Yeah, Thor is so small in this picture because Thor does not kill everybody at all with his ult. You know who dies to the Thor ult? Very few people. People that are already very low health. It only deals 200 damage. That's not enough to one-hit anyone. Wanda, arguably, should be the largest character in this because Wanda's ult actually kills everyone, no matter how much health you have, if you get hit by it at all. You guys remember in Destiny 2 specifically, we got Hollywood JR is now following. What a dude. Hollywood, what's going on, dude? Thanks for following over on Twitch. We are also live on YouTube on the Dude No Way Live channel, which is where we save all of our shows. I apologize for anybody who is watching this over on the replay as well, and you are seeing that there are a bunch of stopping the stream and restarting the streams today. For whatever reason, OBS lost connection twice today. Not really sure why that happened, but it shut the stream off and I had to restart the stream 2 times today. So it's trying to turn my hair gray as quickly as humanly possible, and it's succeeding. Unfortunately. So anyway, oh boy, I sure do love everything dies in a big circle. Wanda is the largest offender of that. So, if you guys remember back in Destiny 2, there was a character, or excuse me, there was a shotgun that you got from the first raid in Destiny 2, from the Leviathan raid. It was called... Damn, I'm spacing on the name of it. Anyway, there was an exotic shotgun that you got from the Leviathan raid, and it had an extremely good one-hit kill potential. Legend of Acreus. Thank you so much, Pedro. When you got the Legend of Acreus shotgun, it either one-hit killed you or dealt 0 damage because you were outside of its range. It never didn't kill you. It only either killed you or didn't. As long as you were within range, insta-dead. If you were out of range, not dead. That is how Wanda's ultimate works, and that's why Wanda, in this example, should be at the top. She should be the largest character, because you either die or you don't, and that's Wanda's ult. With Namor, you can get hit by it and still live. If he has a damage buff, yes, you get hit by it and you die. That being said, that's not going to be every time Namor uses ult. It's just not. Same with Spider-Man. You can start getting hit by Spider-Man and live as most characters in the game. Most characters have a way to get away from this. You know, you use a movement ability to get out of there. You know, you Psylocke dash, you Rocket Raccoon dash, you fucking go invisible as Cloak and Dagger. You can do a lot of things to get away from Spider-Man's ultimate, as long as you do it fast enough before he webs you and you're like stuck in place like an asshole. You know what I mean? Iron Man's ultimate is usually used from too far away to actually kill you. So the same thing applies to Iron Man's ult that applies to the Spider-Man ultimate. You see it get used, and you're like, see ya. And you just leave, bro. And that's how easy it is. Moon Knight's ultimate in the Season 1 patch was this. You know, everyone in a big circle dies. That is absolutely true. Moon Knight's ultimate in the Season 1.5 patch is basically like, everyone in a big circle leaves the circle and lives. Let's just be real. That's the ultimate that we're looking at now for Moon Knight. And similarly with Psylocke, and Psylocke is like my favorite DPS character in the game, so it feels bad to say this, but similarly with Psylocke, when you pop her ultimate, somebody uses one button, and they just live through it. Or like, somebody uses a couple of buttons or there's like too many people in the ultimate. Yo, this is the real problem with Psylocke's ult, right? It's not that it's countered by a lot of people. Yes, it is. There are a lot of abilities in the game that can hard counter Psylocke's ultimate. That is true. I'm not debating that. You're all right. You're all absolutely correct. The real saddest part of using Psylocke's ultimate is when there are too many people in the ultimate to kill anyone. Because, so the way it works is it will slash people and it will prioritize someone that it has not already slashed if one exists. So this is the only ultimate in the entire game where you can be like, oh my god, I got all 6 people in my ultimate. Fuck, that just ruined all of the value I could have gotten. Like, imagine if you got 6 people in your Iron Man ult. You would be ecstatic, right? It would wipe their whole team. If you get 6 people in your Psylocke ult, congratulations, you just wasted ult. Like, it does nothing. Because it prioritizes each person, each individual slash is not enough to actually kill you, unless you're very low health, right? As the ultimate is pressed, unless you're low health, you don't die from the first slash. So, if she slashes around, and then finally makes it back to you, and you have already gotten healed, like, congratulations, her ultimate was useless. I love this character. Again, my favorite DPS character in the entire game. But, you know, the more people that go into her ultimate, the less valuable it is, which is like the most backwards ass DPS ultimate strategy I've ever seen in my entire life. Why is it like this? Why does it not get stronger the more people that are inside the ult? Imagine if there were 6 people in the ult, and for every person above 1 that was inside of the ultimate, the slash dealt incrementally more damage. So that if you got 6 people in your Psylocke ultimate, or she slashed more times, depending on how many people were in it. Imagine how much more devastating this character's ult could be. Now, granted, she has a really good neutral game, so does she need that? Probably not. And would that make it overpowered? Probably. But still, imagine in a world where Psylocke's ultimate actually does shit when you press Q. Like, that would be awesome. You know? And then, okay, so we got original character design for the tanks. Oh boy, I sure do love the big-ass stun ultimate. Listen, I'm just gonna say this, and I think that this is not a hot take at all. If you don't love the big-ass stun ultimate, why don't you get out? Why don't you stop playing video games then? Because that is like the most satisfying ultimate ever. To not only kill them, but also make it so that they can't counter you at all because they're stunned is about the greatest thing ever. And I don't think there's any arguing that, you know? Like Doctor Strange's ult, when you get a fat as fuck Eye of Agamotto, your adrenaline is pumping, dude. Your dopamine is hitting, dude. That chemical release in your brain makes you feel like you are actually the Sorcerer Supreme in that moment, you know? Assuming that you're high dark magic charge, and you hit Eye of Agamotto, you hit like 5 or 6 people, right? And then you primary fire, slap them with the truth, what the fuck is it called? The, like Wonder Man's truth lasso. You know, you hit him with the truth lasso, and then you do the big explosion with the dark magic, and it kills everybody. Bro, you are rock hard underneath your desk at that moment. If you don't love the big-ass stun ultimate, get out of here, bro. Just stop playing first-person shooters. Or stop playing video games that are PvP related. This is the best ult. What are you talking about? Alright, somebody says, I found this player in a Celestial lobby. They have 109.2 hours on Jeff the Landshark. Their name is Player867. I don't see anything wrong with this. The fact that they were able to play Jeff the Landshark consistently for 662 games is actually more impressive than them being in Celestial to begin with, you know? Like, even if they were in Bronze, and they had this array of time played on heroes, and this many matches played on a single character, like, this is the one-trick pony of all one-trick ponies. So, I don't see why this is crazy, or nuts, or bad. Like, I think this guy is probably the most goated Jeff there is. Let's just be real. Oh, it also has their PlayStation ID. So if you guys want to go friend the most goated Jeff that has ever lived, this is their PlayStation ID. Shoot him a friend request and play some games with him. And then you can come back to the show and talk to me about how they were actually the best Jeff you had ever seen. So I guarantee that's what's going to happen. Okay, so we got this concept here. Unique skin icons concept for, like, Lord or just in general. like a new portrait depending on what skin you're using, I think it's a great idea. I think it's very cool. I think it's very flavorful because like nobody cares that you have Lord after a certain point in the game's lifespan. Everyone is going to have Lord characters at this point in the game. Unless they just started playing like a week ago, everybody's going to have Lord characters. It's no longer impressive. Let's make some cool portraits. And I think that's a great idea. All of these look pretty dope. I like everything about all of them. Let's do it. NetEase, get on it. And I think that this will be added to the game at some point. Probably not right away, but I think at some point when enough maps have been added, when enough characters have been added, enough balance changes have been made to where the game feels pretty good, I think we will start seeing these small art increases in polish in Marvel Rivals. Because like as opposed to some other hero shooters that have been out for a lot longer, what this game lacks is a little bit of the polish, both mechanically and artistically, of some of these other hero shooters. And I think that over time, NetEase will be able to free up some time to be able to get this stuff into the game as quickly as they can, anyway. All right, somebody says, the game gets so much worse when these 4 are banned. Are you sure about that, dude? Are you sure that the game gets worse when Bucky and Wolverine are banned? I find that hard to believe. These are not the DPS that you want to be trifling with. This character right here will destroy your tanks and subsequently your ability to play the game because you have no tank to be able to make any space for your team at all. This character right here, depending on the tank, can do the same thing, but he can also do it to your DPS. He can also do it to your healers. Like, these characters are insane. If you ban them, I don't think anybody's batting an eye. But where's the real nemesis? Well, the real menace to society is not even listed here. And the one that you actually need to ban for people to have fun in the game is Namor, bro. You need to ban Namor. Because he ruins the game of a lot of characters. Like, not just flanking characters, but like a lot of characters. Like flyers, like Spider-Man, we're talking Spider-Man, Black Panther, Magic, Wolverine. He ruins Psylocke's game. He ruins the ability to get cool angles as Iron Man for your big maximum pulse kills. He ruins so much. Again, armed and dangerous, bro. Exactly, dude. Like, Bucky is such an oppressive character when played really well. Banning him does not remove the fun of the game. It says, when they are banned, it's more fun, actually. So like, banning him does not make the game extra fun or less fun. It just depends on how good your Bucky on your team or the enemy team is and how good you are at supporting or countering him. And then, I think you make your own fun there. The real person that ruins the game for everyone is goddamn Namor. And he is a pain in the ass. He ruins the fun for most people. Ban him, and you'll have a better time, in my opinion. Also, Luna Snow. Ban Luna. Get Luna out of there, and you will have more fun. No matter what character you play, you will have more fun. Because it's just more balanced without the Luna Snow ultimate running the match for you. Let's see, this says, Penny Main seeing Iron Man and Spidey each get their 6th and 7th skin respectively, while she only has 4 still. Here's the thing. Penny Parker is not that widely loved of a character. She is not, both in play rate and just in general, like, she is not so beloved as a character that she needs a ton of skins, because less people are going to give them money for the skins, which means that the ROI of building the skin, the man hours that it takes to build the skin and the money they put out to make the skin is going to be more than the return on investment that they get for putting the skin in the game when we're talking about Penny. And because of that, it doesn't really make sense to make a whole bunch of Penny skins. Sorry for anybody who doesn't like it. That is the truth of the matter. Her pick rate is not that high. Her like, this is my favorite hero in Marvel is also pretty low. Like, her beloved level is very low compared to some of the more mainstream heroes, so you're just gonna see less skins for her than you will for other characters. So, like, take it with a grain of salt. She's not the Kiriko of Marvel Rivals, bro, and she's never gonna be. It is what it is, right? She's not the Mercy of Marvel Rivals, and she's never gonna be. Someone says, my Jeff Quest decoration expired. request. Is this like, it must be on Discord. It's got a Discord logo here. This must have been something that you got inside of, like for linking up your Marvel Rivals account with your Discord account. I'm sorry that you lost your fucking little Jeff guy on your Discord thing. I don't care though. As a Vanguard console player, I want a rear view mirror button. Yo, this is actually hilarious. And like look at the rear view mirrors on Magneto's shoulders. That is hilarious, dude. Pedro Stark says, be right back. I'm going to go get a beer. It's 7:15 p.m. here. Want one? I do. I do want a beer. It's 2:15 p.m. here, and I would drink a beer even still. I would 100% get on the alcohol train no matter what time of day it is. I will wake up and have a beer. Don't at me, but this beer didn't get this color for no reason. I am of the nationality that enjoys a beer at any hour. I will take a beer in the car. Bro, give me a beer in the shower. Like in places that it doesn't make sense to have a beer. I will be at a funeral with a I don't know, with a Guinness, you know? I didn't want to pick like a mainstream beer or like a hard right-wing beer that has political views that I don't agree with. So I had to get away from that. So like the more mainstream beers that everybody would know off the table. Guinness is the perfect example. Just based on the color of my beard. Shower beer. Hanny, you get it, right? There is never a bad time for some alcohol. Unless like you've already had a bunch of alcohol and adding more alcohol to the mix would be a detriment to your ability to perform. That is the only time when I think having a beer is a bad idea. And going back to our discussion piece here, as a Vanguard console player, I want a rear view mirror button. I want a rear view mirror button for all tanks. And like just a button that you can bind that turns your camera behind you. It's not a first-person game, so you're not breaking the immersion of yourself by giving yourself a, hey, what's behind me button. And I'm not saying that it has to be bound by default. You should be able to bind it on your own, but just being able to look behind you at a glance without having to, like, turn around. And, like, on PC, obviously, we can just flick, and we can just turn around and, like in a split second, and we can see, we can assess the situation, we can turn back around, in the course of, like, 1 second, bro. So, like, that part, that doesn't matter. But in general, like, being able to look behind you as a tank is one of the most important things that you could ever do. The reason for that is because if you go in as a tank and your team's not with you, but you didn't know that because you were too busy looking at what you were about to do, you just die. It doesn't matter what tank you are, except for maybe, like, arguably, like, Venom, maybe is the only tank that you can get away with. Arguably, maybe the Thing as well. Do what Fortnite does, how you see feet coming. See, that would also be cool. That would also be cool. But, like, you need to be able to tell that your team is close enough to you before you make a play on a tank character. Otherwise, everything that you are about to do, all the setup you did, all of the positioning, the slowly taking the space, the creating space for your team, if they don't come with you when you go in, you're just dead, and that kind of sucks, you know? So, yeah, I would love to see a button, a look behind me button, added to the game. You don't even have to bind it by default. We can bind it on our own. Someone says, okay, so this video says, GG no heals, which is what happens in like a quick play game or like in a competitive game where your teammates, you're playing support, right? And then at the end of the game, you end up losing and your teammates will be like, good game, we didn't have any heals. And then you look and you have the most healing in the game. And like, they don't understand the complexity and nuance of the situations that you were in because they are busy playing their own game, not understanding on a more general note how the game is actually happening on a moment-to-moment basis. They just don't get it, right? And because of that, they'll drop comments like GG no heals, even when you have the most heals in the game, and they say, this is the situation they're in when that happens to them. Let's just watch it. Alright, so let's unpack this real quick. So, a Namor ult gets used on top of this Adam Warlock. He's earthbound, which means that he can't use any movement abilities. Not that he has any. But if he did have one, he wouldn't be able to use it because he's earthbound. He's in the outer ring of the whale, which you can see the areola of the whale titty is right here, right in front of him. The titty itself, the larger boob of the whale is around him, which means that he's going to get hit with like 200 damage and it's going to hurt real bad. And it's gonna knock him down as well, which stuns you for a second while you stand back up, which could potentially be your death, right? I believe he is soulbound. Yes, he's soulbound right now with his, what is that, like a Sue Storm? Looks like a Sue Storm and a Cloak and Dagger right in front of him. So he's not going to die to the damage of the whale because he's splitting that damage with the people that are near him, but it's still enough damage and a stun that it can be problematic to your gameplay, right? So let's see it. Whale hits, he goes down to like 100 hit points, because again, you see her health went down to half as well, because the 200 damage that he was going to take got split between the person that's soulbound with him. Bam, so he gets knocked down, and he gets back up, and meanwhile, he's just trying to keep himself alive. The Namor is in his face. The Namor has the Luna Snow team up. You can see with the blue octopus right here. It's damaging him with the other octopus. The Namor himself is also hitting him, so he's taking a ton of damage. He gets webbed by Penny Parker 2 times. Either Penny or Spider-Man. It's hard to say. Hard to say which. Yeah, Penny Parker. There she goes. She's right next to him. He gets killed, and he's now in his regenerative cocoon. He's gonna float to a safe place and hopefully catch the res. But the clip ends before that. Yeah, so the people on his team that are saying GG no heals, meanwhile, he's getting ulted, he's getting stunned by Penny, he's getting stunned by the ult, he's getting attacked by multiple DPS at the same time, then he dies, GG no heals. That's exactly how it feels to be the healer on a team that is so clueless that they can't put 2 and 2 together and understand the context behind why they didn't get the healing they needed when they needed it. This is like classic I don't understand the game at a deep level type of chat from this guy's team. I feel his pain. Pedro says, GG no heals. That's it, bro. GG no heals, dude. You know, they if the team had just gotten the heals they needed, they would have won. Never mind the fact that they don't know their asshole from a hole in the ground. All right, so we got this Iron Man clip here. It says, I think I did it, guys. I believe this is the clip where he gets a 6-piece. I feel like I did see this. Not saying this is like fully pre-watched, but I remember this from like last week. I feel like, how old is this? 7 days ago. So it's got to be this one. It's got to be this one. Get the 6-piece, baby. Get that maximum pulse. Okay, it wasn't a full maximum pulse, because he did get a kill there. He got another kill there. It's too long. Get to the money shot, or I don't care. So the Adam Warlock pops res over in the corner. You see his little ass down here? Pop in Born Again. Go Born Again. And then Iron Man goes, the hell they are. Look at all the people he resed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jarvis, clip that. Goddamn, bro. That's their whole team. Good job, man. That is like the one time in this guy's life that he's going to get that Comrade Kool-Aid, that's his name, is going to get all 6 people inside of his Iron Man ult without first getting killed. Also, how are you able to exist on a team like this? They must be bad. They must be in a low rank, or they're playing quick play. Because if you look at it, their team has Penny Parker, which can web him in the sky. I get that she was dead, but you understand. He could have been dead already, is the point I'm trying to make. Penny Parker could have webbed him in the sky, stopped his maximum pulse. Hawkeye can just one-hit him out of the air. Star-Lord can pressure him with so much damage that he can't do anything, and then he just has to leave, reposition, find a health pack, etc., etc. Adam Warlock can charge up his right click and then follow up with a single primary fire headshot to kill this Iron Man very easily. The Venom can pressure him. Even though it looks like Venom can't hit you from the ground, I promise, Venom can hit you from a lot of places that you don't expect he can hit you from when you're a flying character. Trust me, I've been sniped out of the sky by him many times. All of these characters could have dealt with this Iron Man, but again, in a bronze or a silver lobby, or maybe even a gold lobby, maybe that doesn't happen to you as easily. But congratulations on your 6-piece, Comrade Kool-Aid. I hope it hope it happens for you more often, but I guarantee it won't. Someone says, if her next skins are in orange, black, or pink, I'm gonna lose it. Who are we talking about? Who? Is this one of the characters? Is this somebody that I don't understand? I don't care if they keep on making references. I just want Penny to have more than color swaps. Okay, so it's gotta be Penny Parker. Is this Penny Parker? I don't know. I'm not well-versed in conventional anime enough to understand who this is, or to see this reference and instantly get it. Sorry. We already looked at this 250 versus 275 HP dilemma, and I was getting mad because they don't understand how to use the combos. They're just cherry-picking combos that don't work to try and make it seem like it is more beneficial to have 25 more HP than it actually is. Penny, and he's just referencing, am I pronouncing this right? Evangelion skins. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've never watched that show. I hope it was a good anime. Are there a lot of Penny Parker skins? Is there a lot of Evangelion skins in other games? I don't know. This post says, some of you were meant to play tank. Seems that we're having a slight shortage of tank players. Some of you want to play tank, but don't want to select tank for heroes for some reason. Whether it's the Luna that goes towards the front line and starts clapping, the Moon Knight that decides to shoot while being close to the enemy tanks, or the Black Panther / Spider-Man that keeps dying, but doesn't want to switch off. Some of you have tank tendencies, but don't want to select tank heroes. Why don't you? I can tell you exactly why they don't, and we'll read some of the replies to this before we wrap up the show here. The exact reason why they don't is because it's big scary to play the tank, dude. Being the person who the buck stops with them, who the weight of the world is on their shoulders, the responsibility for winning the game is on their shoulders. Creating space, making room for their team, being able to get eliminations, being effective against the enemy, against all odds. They don't want to play those characters because it's scary and they're afraid they're going to do bad and get flamed. That is 100% the exact reason. Yes, a lot of these players do play like they're tanks, but they're also low skill. If you ever see somebody and they're out of position, horribly out of position, and you go back after that game and you look at their rank, they're usually a low rank. And the reason that they're doing those things is because they don't understand that what they're doing is dangerous. And if they did, they wouldn't be doing it in the first place. Let's read some of the replies. It says, Current Barber 360 says, my favorite is when I solo tank, and then the DPS complains that I'm not getting enough kills. If you're solo tanking, it is on you to be the carry. If you think that you are going to go into a game and be the one tank, and that you are going to win the game based off of you being the one tank, you better be the most skilled person in your lobby, because if you're not going to carry. Trust me, as somebody who played Doctor Strange for the first, month, 2 months of the game being out, if you are not the carry, you will not win. Promise. Someone says, what rank are you? Because who cares how many kills the tank has? It's about how well they tank damage and create space. Make it rain 69. What rank are you? Because that is not all it's about. That is not all it's about at all. Soaking up damage is one part of the tank role, but not getting hit is also equally as powerful, and arguably more powerful, because not getting hit means that you're not draining resources either from yourself, from your healers, or, etc., or abilities, etc., etc. Creating space, very important. The tank getting kills is pretty goddamn important, bro. You need the tank up there pressuring the supports, pressuring the enemy DPS, because he needs to be scary and demand the space that he wants to take. Taking space is a result of being dangerous, not the other way around. And tanking damage does not necessarily make you a good tank. Groots tank a fuckload of damage, but that doesn't mean that they're good at taking space. Groots tank a fuckload of damage, but that doesn't mean that they are good at damaging the characters that should be damaged. Their target priority is not necessarily great, Someone says, I main tank, but I get tired of playing tank every game, which translates into not picking a tank. And that is probably the most fair assessment of why people don't pick it to begin with. I also have that problem. I am traditionally a tank player, and though DPS is my favorite role, and I spent a long time playing support, so when I play support, and I play support for a super long time, and I want to play something else, and then I pick something else in a game, and then nobody picks support, drives me crazy. Same thing goes with tank. When I play tank for a long time, and then I decide I want to play something else, and nobody picks tank, and I end up having to do it, or we just lose, that shit pisses you off, dude. It gets very annoying very quickly. So yeah, I totally get the reason of I get tired of playing that role all the time. That totally makes sense. Dump of Humps says, I feel like some insta-lock DPS, quote-unquote, players are supports or tanks who just want to be DPS for once or twice in a play session. That's really what it comes down to, dude. We just want to play something else sometimes. And if that's totally okay, and you don't mind filling for us so that we can have a little bit of fun too, great. If you're one of those assholes that sees that everybody picked DPS, and you also picked DPS, or 4 of your 6 players picked DPS, and then you also decide to pick DPS, you are the problem. You are part of the problem, dude. Also, if you don't like being somebody who doesn't get to choose their role, get a faster PC. And if you're playing on console, I don't know what to tell you there. I don't know, buy faster internet, maybe? If you are the first person in the lobby, and you are the first person to pick, and you want to pick whatever role you want to pick, it is the team's job to pick around your role. Not your job to pick around the team. So, but that only applies if you are like the first person to load in or like the second person to load in. You guys get priority. Everybody else needs to fill. And that's the way of the world. In a game with no role lock, if you don't want a role queue, this is how you need to treat every game. Quick play included, unfortunately. Unless you just want to lose your quick play games, and then that's totally fine. But you have to let everybody know that you intend to lose the quick play game, so don't get too mad. Because people are going to get pissed off that you're not playing the game the way it's meant to be played. Someone says, this is hilarious but true. I play tank, but I'm always flanking around the map. I'd be a better DPS if I just took the time to learn a new character. Doubtful. Because if you play tank and you're always flanking around the map, then chances are you are used to flanking around the map and not being punished for your mistakes. If you swap over to play DPS and you try to have the same flanker role that you have on a tank, you are going to get shut down and shut down hard past a certain rank. I want to preface that, I want to add the disclaimer there, past a certain rank. If you're playing against bronze players, if you're a bronze playing against bronze, then probably you won't get punished. You'll probably have an alright time doing it. But other than that, dude, it's going to be very difficult for you to transition from a flanker tanker to a flanker DPS because you just have way more survivability on a tank. You don't get punished as easily. Yes, you don't get the kills as often, but you also don't immediately die, which will happen to you as a flanking DPS. Trust me, as someone whose favorite DPS is Psylocke, if you don't do it perfectly, you lose, you die, and you go back to the respawn screen. That is the state of the world. And every now and then you'll get out with a bee's dick of health left. But most of the time, if you don't pull off that DPS play perfectly as a flanker, you're just dead. You're just dead, bro. Alright, we got, someone says, it would help a ton if more people would tank if there's already a tank. That is true. I will say that. If there's already one tank and you pick a second tank, that is arguably better than pretty much any other pick that you could have made. If there is one tank and two healers and you pick a tank, congratulations, you want your team to win. If there is one tank, two healers, and you pick DPS or you pick a third healer, congratulations, you just coin flipped for your squad. You're essentially failing at hero select. Not necessarily, because you could pull it out, just very unlikely that you will. If the way to not get burnout for the game is changing roles, that's a nice price to pay. Yes, you have to play different roles or you will get burned out. Trust me, dude. As somebody who is currently a little bit burned out, I am looking for the next character to swap to that is different enough that I fall in love with playing the game again. You know what I mean? Like, that happened to me after I got Lord on Magic, and I played Magic for like 2 weeks, solely Magic, basically, for like 2 weeks, and then I played Iron Man in one stream, and I was like, oh my god, is this the most fun thing I've ever done in my entire life? Excuse me, let me take a sip of this water real quick. Yeah, dude, Iron Man, after playing a ground-based hero like Magic, was crazy. Even though they're both DPS, right? The complete switch up from how you played the game was so great that I was so excited to play Iron Man for like a whole week until I realized you can't play Iron Man against a lot of the characters in the game. And that's how you keep it fresh, though, man. You gotta keep it fresh. Someone says, I had a guy go 0 and 10 as third DPS the other day. I called it out after the first round and asked him to switch. He switched to tank and went 8 and 4. I told the dude he might honestly be more cut out to be a tank. We won after that switch. Okay, Brandon, I just want to say this real quick. If you are in a game telling somebody else what to play, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Nobody cares what you think, Brandon. Shut your mouth. Let the guy play the game the way he wants to play the game, unless you're playing comp, I guess. And then arguably less of an intense shut the fuck up, but still shut up. Because nobody wants to hear Brandon Thesis's opinion on who this guy should be playing. If he's not doing good, let him have an off game, bro. It is a game. Shut up. Let the people play what they want to play. But also, if they're not playing to win, you know, I get it. I do understand the frustration there. And it is good that you won after the switch. You probably would have won regardless. I don't know if you knew this. You probably would have won anyway. Even if you lost that first round, even if this guy had stayed on his 0 and 10 third DPS, he was definitely not the difference maker in your game, I promise. The guy who went 0 and 10 switching up to a different character was not the difference maker in your game. I promise. Someone says, it's like there's a block in their psyche. My buddy went Thor and complained he felt like he wasn't doing anything. He ended the game top fragging and still felt like he didn't do anything. It doesn't make sense. Top fragging on a tank does not necessarily mean that you did anything. It just means that you were there for the times when someone died. It doesn't mean that you were the person that killed them. It doesn't mean that you were the person that made it so that they died or that won the fight for your team. Just because you got top frag does not necessarily mean that you are the reason that your team succeeded. Like, this is scoreboard Sally mentality. If you spend a lot of time looking at the scoreboard, you are a low skill player. Just in any game that has a scoreboard, in any hero shooter, in Marvel Rivals, in Overwatch, in any game, if you are looking at the scoreboard and using that to determine the reason why you won or lost the game, congratulations, you are low skill. Because you don't understand. Bro, you can't know. In a game as diverse with as many situations happening simultaneously, there are too many things happening for you to fully comprehend why you won or lost the game without going back, watching the replay, and seeing it from other people's perspectives. You can have an idea, you can theorize, but if you're looking at the scoreboard and using that as your measurement for why you won or lost, congratulations, you're stupid. And that's just facts, dude. That's literally what it breaks down to. What it boils down to is the scoreboard doesn't tell most of the story. It's just numbers on a board. Last comment I'm going to read. They say, I think the issue with tank is a few things. One, it's easy to feel helpless. If the enemy team decides to go damage comp, it can often make tank feel very useless, and as one small mistake can cost your life. That can happen no matter what the enemy team comp is. The harder the enemy makes it for you to take space, the more frustrating the experience becomes. That is true, but that's not necessarily an indicator of, like, why you feel helpless. You just might not know how to win. You know, just because the enemy team's making it hard for you, that really, what it boils down to is, do you know what to do? And if you don't know what to do, you feel helpless because you are helpless, because you don't know what to do. Number two, they say the roster is small and boring. There are 33 heroes in this game. There are plenty of tanks with plenty of varying playstyles. They all do a little bit of the same thing, but in a different way. And if you can't find a tank that is good enough for you to play, that feels good for you to play, that's not the game's fault. There's not a small and boring roster. I promise it's not. Okay, they say, obviously, the boring take is subjective, obviously. Anyway, moving on. I don't need to read the rest of this, because that was a stupid-ass comment. Number three, being a good tank is complicated. Thank you. Thank you. This is the goated response. Being a good tank is complicated. Good fundamentals make a good tank. True. Good positioning, map awareness, and knowing when to capitalize on enemy mistakes while not making one yourself can feel like a very daunting task to newer players. True, he's spitting. This motherfucker is spitting. Congratulations, this is the goated take. Being a good tank is complicated. It's too much nuance. Too much nuance to be able to boil it down to this happened and I lost or won because of that. You can't look at the scoreboard and say, tank did this, therefore we win or lose, right? That's not how it works. Not how it works at all. They say, overall, I like tank, but it can be a very frustrating role to play if you don't have a team to help you excel. Also, the Thing is a blast to play. The Thing is a blast to play because he's got a really, really good kit, and he does everything that you would want a tank to do. That is facts. It's the same reason why Doctor Strange is a blast to play. It's the same reason why Magneto is a blast to play, because they do all the things you want them to do. They have an answer to the thing that is currently challenging you. That's why it's good. And with that, I think we're gonna call it a day on the Reddit takes. That was fun though. I have the tier list that we did at the beginning of today's show. I'll be cutting that down into a video and uploading it onto the main channel, YouTube. On YouTube, Do No Way Gaming. I'm just gonna @ YouTube here. That's not what I wanted. This, even. That's gonna post it over in the Oh yeah, I forgot. That doesn't work anymore. So let's just do this then. Because that YouTube changed the way that names work. Bang. So, there we go. Now it's posted on both the Twitch and the YouTube right now. If you guys are watching this over on Twitch, don't forget to check us out on our main channel, youtube.com, @ No Way Gaming. You will find us there. You will find our Season 1 tier list with the Season 1.5 tier list going up later on today. I want to put that up before I finish the current video that I am working on in a couple of days, either tomorrow or the day after that. The first link actually still works, though. Thank God, bro. Thank God. When they added the ats to YouTube, I thought it broke all of my links. Does it? Does it work? Hey, it does. Let's go. All right, cool. So anyway, yeah, so check us out over there. Check out our season 1.5 tier list. It'll be up later on today. And like I said, that other video that I've been working on is 18 minutes long, but it'll be up later on this week in either tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow, actually. Either Thursday or Friday, I'll have that up and posted, and then that way there's things for everybody to watch and chew on for the weekend. With that being said, I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another show. We do these every weekday. If you guys are here and you are lurking, thanks for being here. I want to say thank you to everybody who came out today. I'm just going to back this up slightly. I'm going to bring that to right there. I want to say thank you to everybody who came and hung out today. We had Hannibal was here from the beginning of the show. We had Flo was here from the beginning of the show as well. For anybody who is just coming in towards the end, if you're wondering why on our YouTube channel, Dude No Way Live, the stream today is split into a bunch of different streams, it's because OBS kept disconnecting. We have no idea why, but we ended up going back live right after that. I just shut OBS off and turned it back on, and it seems to have fixed the problem, at least as of right now. So thank you to Hanny and Flo for being here from the beginning. Thank you to Pedro Stark for coming and hanging out for a long time. Stargazer, thanks for being here. You know I love you. Jay Foxy, thanks for coming in and hanging out, dude. Hollywood, thanks for the follow today. To everybody who is lurking, thank you guys very much. I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Moonchild of Dude No Way, and I will check you in the next stream. Yeah, turning off and on again. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, dude. Pedro, I don't know why. It just all of a sudden it was like, OBS is not connected. I was like, oh, that's great, man. Thanks. Thanks for ruining the show for me. But thankfully it did it at the end of the tier list, so at least there's that, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 11. I'm Moonchild. Take it easy.